me to record? I can hold.
My name is Charley. This is my Spanish guitar. Her name is Encarnacion.
Ooh, yeah.
And I prefer her to other girls because other girls ask things of me that I cannot provide. So in that, start this way. My five of hearts. My five of hearts. Does anybody have my five of hearts? Ah. My five of hearts. This card is always with me. And the reason that it's always with me is I won it in a card game in Manhattan, in New York. I won it off a very rich man who did not expect to lose. And we became good friends because he was truly astonished that I beat him in this game of cards. His name was Joshua, and we became friends, and I knew him well, a very wealthy man who lived along Central Park. And I must tell you that he and I became close because he showed me a world that otherwise did not exist to me. And one day we were dining together in a posh Upper East Side establishment. When the gentleman had his eye mangled, the waiter dropped a tray full of glass, and his left eye was scarred. It was no longer beautiful. And for months, my friend would not answer my calls. He would not allow his servants to greet me at the door. He was lost in a deep sea of doubt and pain over losing this very beautiful eye of his. And one day, after a few months of sulking, he decided that he would travel the world far and wide to lands unreachable by lesser men in search of the components, all the materials necessary to fashion the perfect glass eye. And so he did this. And when the eye was done, he called on me to marvel, the man that beat him with the five of hearts. And when I showed up to his apartment there at the plaza, you may know it, on 59th Street there, overlooking the south side of Central Park, his servants showed me into his room where I found him staring at himself in the glass mirror. And when he saw me, he acknowledged my presence, and he turned around and he looked at me, and he said, "Tell me, brother, if you can, which one of these is the glass eye?" And I looked at him, a little amusement, and I said, "Well, it's your left eye. You know, it's your left eye." And he said, "Ah, you only know that because you knew it was my left eye. You've always known me before. A common man could not possibly tell the difference." And I said, "Well, if not what you want to hear, let my words mean nothing." And he said, "In fact, I will wager you 50,000 kroner." A lot of money, I guess, right?
Yeah.
"I will bet you 50,000 kroner that the first person we come upon out on the street will not be able to tell the difference." So, at this bet, I make good bets. I said, "Sure, I'll take you up." So off we went to the world below. Out on the street, my young, beautiful friend, he approached the beggar that was standing out on the corner. And he walked up to the beggar, and he said, "You, sir, how would you like to make 500 kroner?" And the beggar said, "Oh, yes, sir, I would like that very much. You see, I once was considered a renowned artist, and my paintings were seen the world over. But these newer generations have lost interest, have lost taste in the art that I make. And the truth is, sir, I have not eaten a meal in days." And I said, "Okay, this guy looks like a guy." So he produced $50 money from his clip, looked at him, he said, "All you have to do to earn this cash is tell me which one of these is the glass eye. And please take your time. There is no wrong answer." He looked back and he grinned. He knew he had it in the bag. If he paused at all, he won, because he wouldn't be sure. And he looked back at the beggar, and instantly, thinking literally none, humbly, he said, "Well, sir, it's your left eye." Astonished and shocked, my friend whipped back at me with this glazed look of confusement. He turned around and he looked back at the beggar. He said, "How could you possibly know with such certainty so quickly which is the glass eye? I can't tell the difference." And the beggar said, "Well, sir, if you beg my pardon, your glass eye is the only part of you in which I can see any pity." And thus is my story about this Five of Hearts.
Woo! Yeah!
It's a great time. Great time. You want to take for yourself.
Life is a highway,
One day.
gambling. I think that you should do what you like. Your time I'll do as I see fit with mine. I've been spinning in this valley, and you could try to convince me twice that I should come down from here, but I know you just speak from the lungs from la-di-da-di-da-da-da, la-di-da-di-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. There's a new fence up now. When I was older, my age didn't show, but I'm younger than that now. La da 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 da, la da 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 da, la.